Hey everyone, Chang here and welcome to my channel. Now, today is another video for the Bare Minimum Algebra series. So, let's talk about adding integers. Now, as I mentioned in the introductory video, this is where it gets a lot of fun. We break it down to all the different cases and then break it down to step by step on how to deal with these cases. So when we're talking about adding integers, there's most likely more. I can definitely get more granular, but I think this is the best amount in terms of the possible cases that you would be able to encounter when you're adding integers. There are 4 possible cases. Both numbers that you're adding is going to be positive. Both numbers that you're adding is negative is the second case. The third one positive, one negative, and the fourth one, which you can break it to 5, but I think it doesn't really matter at this point. Fourth one, at least one of the number is 0. So we're going to talk about each and every one of these individual cases and how to deal with them. Alright, so the first case is by far one of the easiest case, right? It's when both numbers are positive. When both numbers are positive, it's fairly simple. First and foremost, these are all integers, as you can see, right? And what you do in this case is you just add it like you would normally add in basic arithmetic. So for example, the first one, 5 plus 3, well, fairly simple, that's 8. Second one, 6 plus 14, that's 20. And the third one is a long, large one, but it's still the same thing. You're adding it. 1,000 plus 352 is 1,352. So the first case, one of the easiest. So the second case is when both numbers are negative numbers. Now, when both numbers are negative number, it's slightly more challenging compared to the first case, but it's actually not that bad. The key are these steps. The first step is to ignore all the negative signs, to be exact, all negative signs. Secondly, add the number like normal. Normal positive, if that makes you feel better. And the third one is then put the negative sign on the answer. So, for example, the first one, you ignore the negative sign first. So -2, whatever, that's just a 2. -3, whatever, that's just a 3. 2 plus 3, if we're just looking at the number itself, is 5. So we're going to put 5 right here, right? Then we put the negative sign. Simple as that. Same thing. Imagine just 7 plus 15, which is 22. We put 22 first, then we put the negative sign. The last one, a large number, but same thing. 2,400 plus 43, which is going to be 2,443. Then we put the negative sign. Case 2, oh, I should have changed the number. That was my bad. Case 2, in this case, not that bad. So out of the 4 cases, number 3 is the one that is the most complicated, or the one that you have to actually remember the most challenging to remember in terms of the different steps, but fairly simple if you're trying to memorize exactly the steps to take. So it's going to be one positive number and one negative number. Now there are 2 possible cases, right? The first number is positive and the second number is negative, or vice versa. The first number is negative and the second number is positive. So this is what you would do. First and foremost, ignore the sign, just temporarily. Doesn't matter which one's positive and negative. The reason for that is because we want to go to step 2. We want to look at the number itself, ignoring the sign. We want the larger number, and we're going to subtract the smaller number from the larger number. So in this case, right, 8 is the bigger number, right, and we're going to subtract 3. So it doesn't matter that it's a -8. 8 minus 3, we're going to put 5 on it. Okay, fairly simple. Now, here's the last step where it can get more convoluted. Number 3, you're going to place the number of the sign of the number larger on the answer. So in this case, since 8 is technically the larger number, the sign is negative, hence this is going to be a -5. So this second case is basically the same thing. However, the first number in this case, 3, is the negative number. So same thing, we ignore the signs, we look for the larger number, which is going to be 8, and we're going to subtract the smaller number from the larger number. So once again, 8 minus 3, we're going to have 5. However, the slight difference is in step 3 at this point, right? Because we're going to place the sign of the larger number on the answer. In this case, because there's technically no sign, it's assumed that it's positive. So this is technically a positive. You can leave it as that, or if you really want to, you can put a plus sign on it in front to indicate that now this is a positive answer. So that's how you would deal with the third case. The fourth case is by far my favorite. At least one of the number is 0, and this is by far the easiest one, right? So the answer is the non-zero number if you're adding 0. If both are 0, then the answer is 0. So in this case, there is a non-zero number, which is 4. So the answer in this case is 4, plain and simple. And since this is both 0, the answer is 0. Just like that, that is case 4. All right, so there you have it. That's the 4 different cases that you would encounter when adding integers. The first one is both are positive, add them like you would normally add them in arithmetic. Both are negative, ignore the signs, add them like you would normally add them in arithmetic. Then put the negative sign back. The third one is if one is positive, one is negative. First, ignore the signs, get the larger number, subtract the smaller number, and for the answer, if the larger number is positive, the answer is positive. If the larger number is negative, the answer is negative. And the last one, if you're adding 0, is either the non-zero number is the answer or 0 is the answer. Plain and simple. Now, is this a little more complicated than if you truly understand what's going on? Yeah, probably. That's why it's not always better just to remember step by step, but to understand the concept itself. However, if you needed a reminder on the exact step by step on how to solve this problem, here's your video. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.